If I'm honest, I'm actually very excited for today's conversation because a lot has changed with weddings. The biggest thing changing, meaning you actually launched them.
We actually did. We actually are now no longer a hope and dream,
right?
Or a vision, but facts. You know, now there's data, there is feedback, there is real couples that have officially can proudly say, we tied the knot.
Yes.
On Virgin Voyages.
And I've had the opportunity to also see this happen. And there's a lot that's going on today. So I'm very excited. Let's bring it back before I get too excited. And we're gonna dive in deep today around what's new, what's changed, if anything, and what do you need to know about weddings on Virgin Voyages in 2025. We just hit September, didn't we?
We did. Yeah. We're almost at the end.
Beginning of September, but a lot of weddings have happened. Correct. We have new information about my wedding date, maybe being a little bit delayed. More info on that later. If you don't know who I am, I'm Christine Lozada. More info in the description below. Book your sailing with us. And who am I here with today? Oh, and you have a new title.
Yes, so my name is Chris. I am the Wedding Sales Lead here at Virgin Voyages. I help walk our potential couples through their vision, answer all initial questions, and really just be that friend that you need and guide when you're trying to plan.
I can't wait to talk about some of these things because the way I've observed your role on not even just the wedding day, but during the events is different. The way I observed you on wedding day, I'm like, whoa, your role is totally different than what I expected. And your role is also one. I can't tell you how many people reach out to me and they're like, I'm just gonna do the wedding on my own. And I'm like, good, props to you. But what you actually get when you have the team helping you through it is something significantly more. Correct. But before we jump into all the things, let's bring it way back. We're in September, beginning of September 2025. Weddings launched April 1st. What have been like some of the highlights? Like you've had a lot of weddings, you've had a lot of interest. Obviously the team has grown to be able to support all of this. What have been some of like the key highlights around like what's working with weddings?
Absolutely. So one of the biggest things that we're really, really proud of is saying that we have officially launched weddings across the Virgin Voyages fleet. Yeah. We have done weddings on all 4 of our lady ships now sailing, including the brand new brilliant lady in her inaugural Mermaiden sailing that we're currently on. And more so than that, we have already also tied the knot everywhere that Virgin Voyages has sailed. We have married people not only in the Caribbean, but also in the Med, the Adriatic, on Resilient. So, and even more so, we've married couples on our transatlantics, which, you know, is very fun. It's a very unique experience as been on just one myself. You have so many days. So imagine doing your ceremony on the first part, and then the rest of your voyage is your honeymoon, your vacation. So we've been able to help people tie the knot across oceans, and to a very resounding success that we are proud of, saying that we continue to have a 100% customer satisfaction on our weddings team. And we continue to see that even though they might be their first time on Virgin Voyages, they are Virgin Voyages sailors for life.
Yes, that is so true. Because even the wedding I had the opportunity to attend, that was the first time they had ever sailed Virgin Voyages, and they are coming back through and through.
Absolutely.
I think there's 2 things I'm hearing here. One is, and I didn't realize that, so I knew that you guys had done weddings on each of the lady ships, and I didn't realize how much variety there is. And I think one thing that's important if you're listening to this today is there are options, right? You don't have to do a short Miami sailing. You don't have to do a really crazy Europe vacation. You could do a transatlantic, but these are things that the team will guide you to help you understand what might be the right fit for your style of sailing that you need for your type of wedding that you want to have. There's lots of options available there. And the second thing is, I had my assumptions around like how weddings would play out. And I can't wait to dive into talking about the one I got to attend and see, is like all of these are very different, but I'm curious like if there are any consistencies through each. Because my assumption, for example, was, oh, everyone's gonna pick a tier 3 wedding and everyone's gonna pick the same arch and everyone's gonna pick the same location. And that's also not necessarily been the case. You've had a lot of variety there.
Yeah, we've had a very big variety on that aspect. You know, some people really are looking for an elopement opportunity or something quick and private. Sometimes, you know, some of our couples that we have already that have tied the knot with us on a tier 1, usually they want privacy. They don't want anybody. They just want the least amount of, you know, people there. They just want a very intimate moment where it's just them, the officiant, and the sea.
Yeah.
That's all they want. Now, we do have, on the other hand, the majority, of course, do want to come to Virgin Voyages for the experience and the adventure that we do provide that come with sailing with a big group. And we do have our tier 3s that are consistently, obviously, our most popular, where we have everything from a dozen or so all the way up to our max capacity. And, you know, fun fact, there might be a little update on capacity aspects of it. So,
hold on, I already know, which make sure you look at the playlist. Because one of the things I'm hearing right now is like, let's go through what's coming up. Because like you shared with me at dinner last night, there are some exciting changes that are coming up that couples will be very, very excited about. So in the next episode, join us over there. We'll be talking through some of these changes. But you've had this variety of different kinds of tiers. Because like, as I'm listening to this, I'm like, yes, of course, some people just want a really private moment. And other people want to take advantage of what easier vacation is there than a cruise.
It's a vacation and a celebration.
Yeah, because now all of a sudden the couple isn't 100% responsible for making sure people know exactly what to do and how to be entertained or where to eat all day, because it's delivered to them in the amazing Virgin Voyages experience. And so tier 3 is a great way to handle big groups. And then if you want something private and nice and just you, there's that as well. And so with those tier 3s, or actually maybe even with any of them, is there anything where it's like, this has been consistently working well each time? I'm actually curious how you would answer this. Like, is there anything that's the same in every single wedding, where if someone's trying to envision themselves and they're like, I don't know which one of the tiers I want, how do I know which one makes sense for me? Is there any guidance you can give on that?
So one of the biggest things that I would say is consistent is, especially on all tiers, is the ability for us to really tailor every experience to the personality. Not only myself, but the team invests our time in really understanding each couple's needs.
Yeah.
Because really, while we do have our selection of arches, spaces, decors, and flow ideas, we really want to know what speaks to every couple. Because some couples want you to be like, Chris, I want you to plan my day for me. Yeah. From the moment I open my eyes or the moment that I set foot on this ship, I want you to tell me what to do.
Yeah.
And some are like, I know that on the first day I'm doing the grog walk, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. What do I need to do, or where do I need to show up? Boom. They already know because they've seen some other videos, and so on and so forth. So we really invest our time into understanding each couple's individual needs and to really tailor their experience.
This is also why your team has grown.
Correct, because we really, we really care. We make ship happen, and the way that we make ship happen is no one single approach is a tailor to all. So we tailor to each person.
Not every cruise line says that.
Correct. Which, I think speaks to the success of the program is the fact that we are able to really take this personalized, almost like you are in my living room right now and we're having this conversation, even if we are on opposite sides of the globe. Because we do have couples all the way in Australia. We have couples that are tying the knot and they live in Europe or on the west coast of the United States. But we really work with each couple, whether that is scheduling, whether that's the planning, whether that's just the individual aspects of it, and ensure that distance is no obstacle.
Yeah, but I don't even feel like it goes beyond that and into really tiny details. And so I'll just give two examples of things I've observed. One is the cake topper at the wedding that I got to attend. It was something that was just really specific to this couple, and you wanted to make sure, and that kind of theme of little things they really cared about having show up. A family member that they wanted to make sure was, that photo was at every single one of their events, and that photo was handled very well and set up properly. And then the cake topper was like put on just right. Like you were there making sure everything was exactly right and tight, even down to the detail of, not every couple knows every exact angle, nor not every photographer that's brought on knows every exact space. And seeing the things that you're doing, being present for those things. Like I thought you would just show up on wedding day to make sure it's right and tight. No, you are there all the way through, and you're making sure that her wedding dress is looking correct and draped correctly while she's standing in that key spot to get her photo.
Absolutely.
Like you are there in a way that I didn't expect you to be there. And I'm not surprised that the team has grown, because the level of detail that's going into it is more than I had anticipated.
Absolutely. And one of the biggest things that, I always don't like to speak of I in singular, but the team, not only on land, but also on every one of our lady ships, has a dedicated crew member that is gonna be that wedding coordinator for you and will be your best friend on your entire voyage.
Yeah.
And they are going to, while obviously I can't be everywhere on all four of our lady ships at the same time, there will be somebody that will make sure that every one of your needs and desires while you're on board are met.
Yeah.
You will get the Virgin Voyages experience.
With the caveat of don't be crazy about some of the things you asked for, because
Correct. Yes, please.
Actually, this isn't even a weddings conversation. We thank you for booking your sailings with us. Some of our rock stars, our mega rock stars, have some crazy asks. So let's all bring it back to being normal human beings that are kind. But let's bring it back to because I already know, separate episode around, I want to share some of the things that I've observed. And as I think about my own eventual future wedding on Virgin Voyages, it's still happening. Just the question is, when, and more importantly, to whom. I'll work on that. Not an invitation to date me, thank you very much, please and thank you. But what are some of the things that's new and what's changed? Because in a different episode, I want to talk through some of the new ways I'm thinking about my own wedding. And I would say the headline of that is less. In other words, the less structured you can be in hitting this timeline, to allow yourself to have moments to truly enjoy the experiences that even you are creating.
Correct.
With flowers being sent, with food being received, with great moments for unexpected photography to be taken, or just fill in the blank. There are learnings that I've observed that for my own wedding, I want to share in a separate episode, and I want to get your opinions on these things. And then for this episode, let's hone in and focus on what's new? What else do people need to know about weddings that may have changed since you and I last chatted?
Absolutely. So a couple things have changed as for those that do know, Virgin Voyages is one of those brands that we really value our sailors' feedback.
Yeah.
We value our sailors' feedback, and we incorporate it in everything that we do on a day-to-day basis. And of course, we have learned, we have observed, and as weddings has continued to evolve, we've learned of different ways that we can really tailor the experiences. So first and foremost, one of the key changes that we have is that we have reevaluated some of our spaces that we do for, say, our cocktail reception or the cocktail hour. So with that being said, we have made sure that these spaces are curated and really tailored to the couple, and that you are able to feel that you are not lost in the crowd or lost in just an empty space, that you are truly feel that you're connected with those that are mean the most to you. So with that being said, we have new spaces that we have opened for our cocktail receptions or cocktail hour, with that being the perch, which now ties really well for those ceremonies that are done at the perch. We basically transformed the perch right after the ceremony into a cocktail space, so you don't even need to go anywhere. We do have
which I actually think that works really well because you've just celebrated in that space.
Correct.
It's set up immaculately. It's
Absolutely.
beautiful, and you can just keep enjoying that view and that space that has held the celebration.
Exactly.
I actually think that that is absolutely fantastic.
And not only that, but you will not only be in that space, but there will be the decor that we use for that ceremony. What better picture spot for all your friends and family to really capture that moment with the views of the ocean or whichever one of our ports we're in. Yeah. So that's one of the biggest changes that we have done, that we have changed as well, is that we are now available to offer an extended cocktail party. So if you wanted to
Wait, what do you mean extended? Like how long?
So if you wanted to extend for an extra hour and instead have a 2-hour reception.
I think 1 hour is way too short.
I know, because people want to dance, they want to do their toast, they want to do a lot of activities.
Yeah.
So now for a small fee, we're able to really extend you for a full hour, same selections, full open bar, just like on the first hour. But now you have a separate hour to really enjoy that space with your friends and family and really make it a party celebration atmosphere.
It just feels like a no-brainer. And part of the reason why I say that is, even though I didn't even know the couple, I eventually got to know the couple of the wedding I got to attend, absolutely lovely. When I was just observing their own party, I was like, this should never end. It should never end. People are just enjoying themselves in a way that this is not the moment to be like, well, how much is it going to be per drink per person? And how much is the hourly? And where does that fit in the budget? Like, when I bring it back, and this isn't even me trying to sell people on a second hour. I mean, to be totally honest, personally, I would ask for a third hour. It's simply, you are in that celebration moment with the people you care about the most. You have spent all freaking day getting ready.
You want to girl, you want to maximize as much as possible.
You're in the outfit. You're in the space. And like, now is just the moment where, I mean, honestly, if it ran long and people got tired or people fill in the blank, like, I would much rather, which I don't think would be the case, at least for my party, keep it going all the time. But I would imagine that even if it did, you would want to have that extra time in case you wanted it.
Exactly.
Priceless.
Because ultimately, you don't want to be like, oh, it's 1 hour. All right, time to go to the next event. No.
Ring.
Yeah,
5 minutes.
absolutely not.
Bar's closing.
Because you really, it's such a genuine moment.
Yeah.
Where you can really do your toast, do your not only just the toast, but the more traditional events that happen with some weddings. And it is one of the common asks that we get from couples is like, where does the daughter-father dance? Where does the mother-son dance happen? Where do these first couple dance happen? Where do the toast from my best man, from my maid of honor? And this is the space that we do. Yeah. So if that's the vision that you have, we highly recommend that you do a second hour, because you will have that ability to really do all these events.
Yeah.
Because one thing that I would recommend, and I do recommend to all our couples, is don't think of a cruise wedding, especially with Virgin Voyages, as a land wedding, because it really does not follow the same standard of a land wedding. We can keep it as traditional and close as possible, but it doesn't follow that by the T.
Yeah.
And that's one of the biggest things that I always instruct our couple, or that the team does, is this is our ideas.
Yeah.
And this is how we think you would have the best time with your friends and family. From there, you can take as much as you want and throw it out the window, or say, Chris, that makes complete sense. That's exactly how I want to do it.
Yeah.
You just made my entire day. I don't even have to think about it anymore.
Yeah. I love that. Okay. So what's changed? We have this option for staying at the perch for an extended cocktail hour. Are there any other changes around what's different for weddings now that it's launched?
Yeah, so the other thing that we never actually discussed, because we didn't actually have it fully planned out, was, what does a wedding dinner look like?
Yeah.
And it's one of the biggest components on a wedding, or a vow renewal, because not only tie the knot is for weddings, but for also any type of vow ceremony, vow renewal ceremonies. It follows exactly the same process. And the reason that I like to call it out is because people forget that you could renew your vows.
Yeah.
And really, why would you want to renew your vows? Because really your original ceremony may have been maybe not what you really wanted. Maybe you just want to relive that moment with that person that you're spending the rest of your life with. And so we do both. But what does a wedding or a vow renewal dinner look like on that night is we will actually work with the couple to curate a menu from our Michelin-starred restaurant, from one of our restaurants, and we will really tailor it down so that the couple feels that they are offering their guests a special selection, that they thought of them. And not only this, but they come with drinks as well now.
Yeah.
So every one of our eateries, of our Michelin-starred restaurants, does come with wine or a type of liquor pairing that really just would be included as part of this package.
We're in a new place on the same day at a slightly different time. We need not talk about what happened, but we shall continue.
We shall carry on.
So when I was at that dinner at the wake, first of all, the menus, super cool. And what's new is this ability to have the curated menu has always been the case, but the addition of wine makes me so happy. And then the other thing is being able to name the menu.
Absolutely. And it's one of the nicest things because we allow our couples to really be creative.
Yeah.
And really let their minds, or use a little bit of AI to give them a little inspiration because,
let's be real.
It's 2025. But funny enough, so you can go as creative as, Christine ties the knot in the future.
Boring, you're fired.
Or, we did have a couple which had one of my favorite ones. It was like high tide and summer breeze, a culinary experience with, the couple.
I love that.
And it had their couple name. And it was like, wow, this was like very thought of, so we really allow them to really go really creative. One of the menus on Extra Virgin, which is, our Italian restaurant, was a positivity.
Oh, that's so cute.
Romantic evening under the stars.
I think what I'm hearing from this is, you don't have to. You don't have to curate it like that, and you don't have to personalize it like that. But if you are a couple that wants to be able to really personalize things, I love that the opportunity for being expressive, however you want to be expressive, is there.
Exactly. So they can be, we say, dream big.
Yeah.
Or just keep it simple.
Yeah. It could be whichever you want.
Whichever you want.
And then when you come back for your vow renewal, then you can
go crazy.
Or you can go the opposite. You can be quiet and mellow, and whatever you want is the possibility. Okay, so there's something else that's changed, which I got to observe this as well, which is the ability to do makeup, but that kind of varies by ship.
Correct.
So give us the rundown on that.
Yeah, so it's one of the most popular questions that we do get from, I would say, almost every bride to be or couple to be, and it's the ability of doing makeup.
Yeah.
And unlike other cruise lines, we only offer makeup services consistently on our Scarlet Lady. And the reason being is because Scarlet Lady has a MAC Cosmetics store on the ship itself. So it offers year-round makeup artists that can really make you, this session happen. Not only for just the bride, the brides, or the couple, but other parties, other members of their party. So it's really nice. Valiant Lady offers, and for those that have been on Valiant Lady would know that there is the Chanel Cosmetics on board Valiant Lady. However, it is not a requirement from Chanel to have a makeup artist on all the time. Yeah. So to provide the best experience, we always say, if you're looking for makeup, Scarlet will always have it, and that would be where we would want to leave it, because we want to make sure that we're able to offer it for sure. Yeah. Not a, maybe on yours, maybe not. So we want to be positive on our experience.
Yeah, that makes sense. I already know I'm going to ask you for another episode, which is like quick fire questions. Because things like, and we'll save it for that episode, things like how are like the dry run makeups working, or how is the bride or groom, if the groom wants makeup, sending what they want in advance. So we'll do a fire round. So stay tuned for that episode as well. So we've talked about all the new things on weddings for Virgin Voyages, and not that much time has passed. What would you say? Actually, give us a preview, because new things are coming. Give us just one preview of something that's coming, and then you'll hear more about it in a future episode.
So one of the biggest things that's coming is the ability to be a little over on our package size. So for those that are thinking, oh my God, 50 is too small, we do have a little flexibility now with that number. We will just work it on a case by case. Obviously, the pricing will be a little different after that 50, but trust me,
it'll be worth it.
It'll be worth it, because that means that you're able to bring an extra few of your guests additional to that. So we're willing to work with our couples to really not say a no.
That's super exciting.
We want to work in true Virgin Voyages fashion. We don't want to say no. We want to find a way to accommodate and really make this the best experience ever. Because you don't want to choose between your 5 best friends of which one you're going to leave behind.
Or your favorite audience.
Or your favorite,
so many people have messaged me and they're like, I know you only have so many slots. I really want one of them. And I'm like, I really want you to have
I really want you to bring as many people as possible. But we will work independently with each one of our couples to make sure that we're able to accommodate your party size in one of, even if it's not just a simple weddings with Virgin Voyages, we do offer additional group programs as well that does allow for different aspects of it. So let us know. Don't feel that you need to like, oh, I know for a fact I have too many. Don't make that decision. Let us evaluate, let us work it, and we'll come up with a solution for you.
That's awesome. All right. Are you ready for the next episode?
I am.
Are you ready for the next episode? All right. One last time, introduce yourself. Who are you?
So my name is Chris. I am the wedding sales lead here at Virgin Voyages.
And if someone's listening to this and like, oh, I need more information, like, what do I do next? Where would you drive them to?
So I would definitely say, please go on the virginvoyages.com website. Please fill out the wedding inquiry form. It is going to be in the section that says cruise wedding. Please fill it out with as much information as you want. Let me know the dates that you're looking for, because again, one big thing that hasn't changed, we only do 1 tier 3 wedding per voyage. That still remains true.
I actually think that's really important, that you guys don't change.
We don't change that. So,
well, I don't know. Some of the voyages are becoming like 16-night voyages.
Yeah, I know. But we really don't want to, and the reason being still is one of our biggest thing is we don't want couples to feel that they're rushed or pressured, because even if you're a tier 1 or 2 and you're like, oh my God, they're not going to give me the same level. No, we only do 2 of those per voyage. Okay? Because we really want to make sure that every couple feels the experience and the elevated experience that we're trying to deliver. But for tier 3s, let me know what day you're looking for. Look in our voyages. We have now voyages all the way open in 2027. On all the oceans, I think, that we can think of. We're exciting destinations.
And you know who has you covered for booking all those sailings and all your guests and answering all their questions and making content that's really helpful for them? You know what content piece I want to work on? How to get from fill in the blank on the ship to where the wedding ceremony is at. How to get there. Like the 10-second video, how to get there so that everyone can be on time.
Please, we want you to be able to not get lost.
I should make 3 videos. If you're at 4, this is how you get there. If you're at aft, this is how you get there. If you're at mid, this is the fastest way to get there. And here are the restrooms on the way there. This is how much time I think you will need. If you take more than 5 minutes to do your makeup in the bathroom, then you should leave at this time. Anyway, I got you covered. All right. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Of course, anytime. My absolute pleasure.